going on, everyone? This is Reggie Winston with the Better Barber Podcast. Got my player partner over there. What's going on, Ant?
It's your boy Amazing Ant in the building.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
Yes, sir. So, man, today, man, we're going to be talking about some things that's pretty hot topics in the barbershop. And if you're new to the channel or you're new to the podcast, we believe that together we can make barbers better. And we believe by making barbers better, they'll in turn make the community they serve better. And a lot of times it's just having the right information and the resources. So we like to share perspective, facts, opinions, resources, things of that nature here on this podcast. In today's topic, we want to talk about turnover in the industry. And you've been working there for a while, man. Could you just, right off the bat, man, how many people you think you've worked beside in your career? How many people you think you work beside?
I don't even know a number, man. Like that's real. I've seen. I can't give you a number how many people I work with, but I will say I can give you the experience that I had. In 1 week, I've seen 3 to 4 barbers go and come out of a shop. Like in 1 week.
That's crazy.
The turnover rate is kind of high. I mean, I think people come with unrealistic expectations, and that's what kills them. They have this one envisioning of what they perceive barbering to be, and they come in and they don't immediately get that, and then it's like they ready to give it up instead of, you know, going through your channels, going through the emotions, learning, and making and creating that, you know, whatever it is they envision for themselves. They're just ready to give up.
Yeah.
Keep shop hopping and jumping and jumping and jumping.
I think, man, and you probably can agree. Think about how many people when we went to barber school with who finished school didn't
even cut.
You know what I'm saying?
Went through all of the channels and didn't even act on it.
And a lot of them people, man, was only there because their family told them to do it, you know? They really didn't want to be there. Just kind of went through the motion and do, you know, the school, which is crazy because this is typically like a year of your time dedicated to showing up and learning, you know? And it costs money. It ain't like it was free. It's an easy way to, you know, make some money, man, and get in the industry. But I think when people hear easy way to make some money, they think you'll get rich quick. That ain't the case.
That's what, unrealistic expectations, man. That's what it is. I mean, even in barber school, it's like, you know, like you said, we have, you know, tons and tons of people enrolling in school. Like you said, by the time that 9 months is up, half of them, say you started with 20 people in school, you may end with 5. And it's, like I said, it's unrealistic expectations. They think or perceive it to be, like you said, I'm gonna be making, you know, $1,000 a week. But you ain't did no work. You know, you got to build that up. You know, you got to build a client base, you know what I'm saying? And that takes effort, like being out networking, you know, tap into with your family, your friends, and, you know, and just really putting it out there, because I mean, like you say, we talked one time before, and it's like, who know that you cut? So if you're trying to make a name for yourself, like, you really have to put that work in.
And I think too, man, you know, the people who really want this thing typically already have their own vision for what they want, right? So when I hear people brag about they've had this barber in their barber shop for 10 years or 15 years. I don't take it as that owner or whatever did something to make that person stay. Some people just don't want to own their own shop and they're comfortable where they are. But then you got those people who really want their own business. So when they got into the school, they had this idea. They're going to try to jump at any chance they get. Like the very first chance they can get their own, they're jumping. And I don't think jumping into your own is a bad thing.
Nope.
Right? I think jumping too fast into your own or leaving in a manner where it's not professional is a bad thing, right? So when we talk about turnover in the barbershop, man, I even had to change my mindset because when I got in this thing, I was like, yeah, man, the people that started me, these people, everybody put on my team, we're going to grow together. We're going to have all the – that's not realistic. And I had to learn it the hard way. And then you got to go through those growing pains of that, because you start questioning yourself and your vision and who you are as a person, why people don't want to be with you and follow you, and why can't you lead them? But then you have to realize it was never about you in the beginning. You were just a means in the beginning in their career. Like, they saw that something they could take from you and apply to what their next move is. I hear a lot of people say, man, you do better by your employees and do this for your employees. You do that for them, they'll stay. I think that's a lie, too.
It is, because you could give them the world, and you could be the bad guy.
Yep, regardless. So it's just, I think people, man, just kind of go in the mindset knowing there's going to be turnover in this industry.
Right.
I feel bad, too, man, for those guys, man, who do business a little bit different than we do here, who do booth rent and give out free booth rent for the first month and then $50 after that. They're trying to do whatever they can to keep that barber there. And them barbers still end up leaving them, you know what I'm saying? Or even those guys who are afraid to go up in their booth rent, knowing their bills went up, because you got to think, man, your lease go up every year. It don't go up every time you renew. It goes up every year. But people still, at that $150, $200 booth rent, and they can't figure out why the shop
failing.
Or they got there, the shop was real nice, but 5 years later it's run down. It's a new shiny shop down the street, and it's like, bro, like the owner's probably not getting what he deserved for that business, and he's scared to go up on booth rent because you might leave, because he's scared of turnover, knowing it's gonna be hard to get another barber, or he get another barber, they might not stay. It's just it's a challenging place to be in for some of those barbershop owners, man. I don't know if this is a real question with the real answers, with the real answer, but what could be done, in your opinion, to reduce turnover?
I mean, in this profession is that we have, I don't think it's gonna be a real reduction, because, like I said, it's unrealistic expectations. You got a vision, and you know what you want for people that come to work for you. But if they not willing or can't see your vision, then it's like blind leading the blind, because it's like they gonna have what they think is right, and you gonna have what you think is right. So I mean, I think what you do best is like you address the expectation in the beginning. You let them know where you stand in the beginning, and I think that's a great thing about you, is letting people know your standard and what you believe and what you want, is for not only for yourself but for each employee that come into you. So I think that's a great thing that you do, and that kills what a lot of other barber owners go through, like what you were just talking about with the struggles, is because you go ahead and manifest that in the beginning, instead of me and my thoughts. I'm okay, well, maybe it's this, or maybe it's that, or maybe I could do this. But when it's already addressed in the beginning, you okay. So now I have that option to say either, okay, I'm gonna do this or I'm not gonna do this, And like I said, being with you for this journey, like I appreciate that about you, But to answer your question, I don't see a real honest way to say that we can reduce that, because everybody has their own vision of what they want out of being a barber.
That's true. I was talking to one of my OGs about how they hire, and they're like, bro, we our interview is really challenged. It's like we go in and we ask every question. Some of the questions might not be ethical, but we'll go ask them. Is there any challenges with you being able to get to work? Do you have a license? Do you have baby mama drama? Do you have any medical issues? What holidays or what days do you cannot, absolutely cannot work? Do you use drugs? Do you do, these different things? And he was like, I processed in the beginning really hard to make the employment easy. And another thing he talked about was, people always complain they ain't making enough money. And he said, I asked them, how much money are you making now? How much would you like to make? And he said, I can always go back, show them 3, 4 years, 5 years later when they say, man, I ain't making enough. He can show them where, bro, your first year you made 20, your second year you made 40, your third year you made 60. Then you at 80. How you not making enough money? Like, this is where you started. So he said he kills stuff like that, man, by just documenting good and vigorously interviewing and really getting the expectations out on paper. Thank you for your compliment too, by the way. That's something I sometimes feel like I haven't done enough. One thing I think I've done too much of was say, okay, look, I'm gonna tell them what I expect. I'm gonna let them come in here and it just get in the flow of things. And what I realize is I let them get comfortable and complacent and not have real goals for them. So like now I'm moving forward. I'm like trying to really set real standard goals for everybody across the table. Like these are the things you need to achieve by this date and every week and so on and so on. Because what it feels like is some people get in here, they fresh and they don't know how to do anything. And then they get some people booking them and returning customers, and now they made it. It's like, bro, if I threw a color your way, you'll die right now. You'll panic, right? Or if I did it, or I put these people in your chair, you wouldn't know how to serve them. You ain't seen enough yet. So yeah, I appreciate that, man. It was another thing I talked to one of my mentors about, man. And it was a barber recently said he want to come work at the shop when he get out of school. And my mentor asked him, like, so why? Like, man, because I like what Reggie's doing. And, you know, for me, I can learn from him so I can go open up my own shop. He was like, man, why would you do that? He was like, what you mean? I thought that's, he was like, why not? He said, why would you jump on Reggie's boat to take wood from his boat to build your own little boat? And both of y'all can possibly sink, right? Like, why not go to that man and be like, hey, man, I really want to open up a shop one day. I love what you're doing. I want to be able to build this thing up. And one day, when I get to that point where you see that I'm ready, would you mind, like, being a partner with me when I open up my own shop? And that's the mindset we should have, right? I don't care about my name in the lights because it's not Reggie's Barbershop. It's called The Barber Shop, right? If Ant came to me, said, bro, I think I'm ready. And I'm like, yeah, bro, you ready. Let me put 30 to it. Let me be a part owner of your spot. You still run it. It's your thing, but let me help you. Like, we all can eat from that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you collaborate. And I'm like, man, that's not turnover at that point. That's turning up, in my opinion, right? Because now we just expanded this thing. And the people don't need to know that we're working together. They can let the community think we competing. So they choose somebody. We still winning at the end of the day.
Right. Silent
Don't
partner.
become competition. After you done learn from somebody, you done built up under them, you collaborate with them.
Right.
And I was like, man, I talked to my mentor about it. Like, man, I really appreciate that because coming from me, to that person, it might not sound legit, but coming from somebody else that I look up to and that they look up to as well, hearing it from them, hearing it that way make more sense. And he said the person was like, yo, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, 'cause a lot of times, a lot of people in the industry, man, they're selfish, but it's not on purpose. And it's sometimes, like you said, it's not having the right perception or being guided. So, with that being said, and with him addressing that, giving him a new perspective on it, oh, he was okay. Now I see what you're saying. You know, yeah, that do make sense. But a lot of times we just have that mentality, but it's not that we inherited or it's just on purpose. It's just that's just our mind. Sometimes it's subconscious. We're selfish by nature. I don't know, but we just do those things. But it was good that he brought that out.
For sure. That's why we need good mentors and good OGs.
Got to, man. I tell everybody to get a mentor, man. A mentor and a therapist, man. You need it, bro.
Ooh, yes, sir. I gotta check in with my therapist ASAP. Lord, this pregnancy thing is worrying my soul to death, boy. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, do it, bro. I done been there.
Oh, man. That's a whole nother conversation, bro.
A whole nother conversation.
Golly. But yeah, man, I was just so thankful to my mentor, man. Kind of reminded me and that person. He introduced that person to stop thinking about you and think about us. Like, what can we do together? And I know, shout out to Vic Blend. He talked about having 100% ownership of this one small thing. And he compared it to, like, yo, I can own 100% of this grape. Or I can relinquish some of this ownership and own part of the watermelon. Now I'm not just me eating, but my entire team eating, and it's a bigger thing. It's a big impact. More people are affected by this. And I'm like, that's the mindset we're supposed to have, dog. I hear Jay-Z talk about it, like, bro, I can definitely own 100% of champagne brand, but it ain't gonna be as large and impactful if I own a percentage of
Right.
this what I own. I can get more money owning a smaller percentage and have more impact.
Right.
I'm like, that's the mindset we gotta have, dog.
Got to, man.
One of the challenges is trust, though, right?
Yeah.
Trust and intentions, not knowing what people are thinking or going to do to us, or being triggered by some things in our past that we see currently. Those things can hinder us from growing as a team, and like I said, preventing turnover. Turnover, man, it is challenging, man. I tell people all the time, bro, no barbershop owner hire somebody to make their life miserable and to fire them.
Nope.
That's a waste of time and energy,
On both
dog.
sides.
I don't know anybody personally like that. It might be somebody out there that like to see other people suffer, but judge me off of me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It don't make sense for me to like sit down with you, start my day, talk to you, hear all these things that you're gonna promise me, only for me to have to like, bruh, come on, man, you tighten up. I don't want to have to do it. I want to believe what you're telling me, what your plans are, what your desires are,
Right.
in this thing. And you know me, I'm gonna open up the book. All right, cool. These are all the people I know. These are all my resources, bro. Use them. I've never hired nobody just to make their life terrible.
It's not a goal.
Right.
The goal for everybody to win.
But some people have that mentality, like, man, you know, F that dude or F her. You know, they just want to see me. They trying to eat off of me. They trying to, no, bruh, no.
Again, it's just like I was saying earlier. With this, it's by nature.
Mm-hmm.
We always feel like someone always got an ulterior motive. I don't know what it is.
You know what I think that is? Because the person that feels that way typically does. They be having those,
Thought.
was ulterior, how you say that word?
Ulterior motive.
Tickly? That's what I said. Ticky. It just feel like I think they've done some wrong to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
So now they always feel like
So
someone's
they know
out
the
to get
pattern
them.
and the habits and the kind of the things and think, assume, or just jump to that conclusion. Oh yeah, he's trying to get the best of me.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. That's why you gotta stay pure, dog. You gotta
Gotcha.
stay pure. Mm-hmm. So man, and as you know, we haven't really talked about it, but I think by the time people see this podcast, they'll probably get the information. So we can talk about it on this podcast. We're going to be expanding and opening up some more locations and stuff, man, and adding people to the team.
Mm-hmm.
And you're elevating it in your role as ownership and just management, all that stuff. What would you like to see, man? What's the ideal, man? Like hiring people, developing talent, expanding the brand, making money. What would you like to see, man, as far as growth and just kind of expanding on the things that you're in control of or you're responsible for? Because I know you're doing credit as well. You're a fitness guy as well, man. So how do you want to approach this thing to reduce turnover? We can't eliminate it, but to reduce it and to expand and grow.
And at least the next 2 years, maybe 3 more shops. Some mastermind classes where we can, teach people ethics and, how to maneuver as a barber. Allowing them to be entrepreneurs, real entrepreneurs, not just conversation-wise, but how to navigate, because it's a roller coaster being an entrepreneur, and a lot of people can't maneuver or handle that, and they give up.
Mm-hmm.
But what we have is the gateway to a lot of doors being open. So, with our platform, I would like to, just be able to teach a lot of the students that's coming out of school, giving them game and just building our brand,
Mm-hmm. I was talking to Jessica today, man, and Jessica's my wife, y'all. And it was just like, man, how do you manage everything you're responsible for and not fail or let something slip through the cracks? And I was like, I think the best way is to reduce the amount of things you're responsible for.
Delegate.
Then delegate, right? If you're trying to run 10 things at one time, something goes slip. But I was like, if we just kind of reduce it down to 3 goals, we'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Then attack those goals and keep those on your schedule. And the things you don't have to do and somebody else wants to do or willing to do or might be better than you, let them do it. Keep those
3 goals, and then when you check one off, then you can add another one to that. And always just have that standard of 3 goals. And once you accomplish one, you can add something else.
Because you never more productive by adding more stuff to the goals, right? You're never more productive.
You're busy, but you're not accomplished.
Yeah. Like, you got to attack those things individually first and then add, like you said. Because the list will keep growing. Yeah, man, I'm learning that. Sometimes I do jump on responsibilities or opportunities and be just kind of like overwhelmed. But I'm glad I have people in different places that I can, like, hey, man, I trust you with this. Can you knock this out for me? So, yeah. But this parenthood about to be a totally different beast, dog. Oh, man.
It's not as hard as you think it's going to be, though.
Yeah, man. Y'all pray for me. I'm getting there. We're working it out.
After you get past your first 2 weeks, man, you'll be all right.
Bro, I've been trying to figure out this bag thing, man. I don't know what to put in my bag.
What you mean?
I want to put the Xbox in my bag, y'all. Don't do it.
What, to the hospital?
Yeah, to the hospital.
Oh, nah, bro.
I definitely got to get a fan. I know the hospital be cold already.
Freezing, bro. You ain't going to need no fan.
Okay.
You going to need a blanket.
Right.
I was
heated? Oh, no.
What, heated blanket?
Yeah.
Just a blanket.
See, that's why.
Because they tell you, to when the baby's born, skin to skin. And it's freezing, bro. I was in there like,
how long do you do the skin to skin thing?
Why is a newborn?
So I thought when the baby come out, you just hurry up, take your shirt off.
Yeah,
you hold the baby, then you hand on back the baby, you done. So the skin to skin thing is gonna be more often. Like, it's something you're supposed to keep up.
I'm saying while you're at the hospital, it's still new to him. It's still new to the baby.
Okay.
The more you do it.
I need a manscape then.
No, it ain't gonna be bad, man. You get past your first 2 weeks, man. Parenthood, you got it, bro.
Yeah. I hope me and my wife on the same page, We're trying to get there. We got 2 different perspectives on a lot of things I'm noticing. But at the same time, our goal is to raise a great child and be great at being parents. It's just how do we do it, So we getting there. Man, so we're going to wrap up the podcast, man, and shout out to our sponsors, man. Shout out to everyone that makes this podcast possible, man, and just doing all that they do behind the scenes. They right there behind the cameras right now, so shout out to those guys. And shout out to the people that listen to the podcast, and it made this a top 10 barbering podcast. Again, today's episode is about turnover. I think what we realized, you can't eliminate it. You can reduce it by being diligent up front before you hire the people and making sure they're the right fit for your vision and your brand, and that they, are willing and down for the cause. Mm-hmm. That way you won't have to worry about hiring, training, using all those resources only to see them gone later. But it's okay for people to grow and grow to the next level as well. A lot of people get in this industry because they want to be their own boss and they want to be able to control some things of their life, and that's fair. Doesn't mean their idea and your idea should always have to merge. But y'all, if you're a young barber, you're looking into getting a barber shop, man, be straight up with the owner. Tell them what your visions are, what your plans are. If you need mentorship from them, let them know that. Be straight up with them. Hey, I want to be beside you. I want to learn from you. And go in with the mindset that you're not trying to take a piece of wood from his boat, but you're actually trying to get to an island where y'all can go chop down some more wood and build another boat. and just continue to turn up together, not turn over.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I like. Turn up and not turn over. But yeah, champ, it's good to see you again, man.
Good to see you too, bro.
Yeah, let's rock this thing on out, man. Y'all can hit me, Reggie_Winston, or the Better Barber, and you can hit my man Ant up. And where can they find you at, bro?
It's your boy Amazing Ant, no G, MLB on IG, man. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Y'all be blessed.
Yeah.